Welcome to Brain Wreck. I'm Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the podcast that's 50-50 with guessing the ethnicity of 90s pop singers.
You know, I mean, to be fair, you listen to the radio a lot as a kid.
Right.
You don't really get, like, MTV right away. It's a whole thing.
Back in the day, you had to pay for that shit.
What, MTV?
Yeah.
No, I mean, it was cable.
Yeah, you had to pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were well off, I mean, that's one thing, you know?
Did you not have cable?
No, I had cable.
Okay. Yeah. So
I'm just saying, not everybody. Like, hashtag not all men.
Okay, I want to say something right now. That might be the best use of that hashtag. Hashtag not all men have cable.
Yeah.
Just
true.
like the complete. That's fucking gold, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good for you. Great start. Great start to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good.
So this is going to be a recap celebration show,
yeah.
my friend.
I'm coming in very green screened out right now.
What'd you do?
Well, my shirt.
Oh, dude, you can't do light blues.
You can't do. Oh, why not?
Because, like, it's sort of green.
It's light blue is sort of green.
Like, it's in the family. Like, it's the distant cousin of green. Like, green feels obligated to invite it to its wedding.
Because it knows it's just going to buy something off the registry.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Like, at this point, we just need plates. Can someone just...
We need, like,
Can someone
okay,
just
look,
buy plates?
we put the goddamn spoon on the registry for
Right.
a reason. We know no one's going to buy it. If we invite fucking this guy.
Right.
He's
It's the only thing left.
cheap. He's cheap. He's got, like,
Right.
$50, okay?
Exactly.
He's
Come on.
cheap.
Come on, it's the Walmart brand. What do you want?
I forgot what I was doing just now. I'm lost. I'm lost in a sea of confusion.
All right, well, we're going to recap because we were not here last week.
We had the week off.
Because it was
Halloween.
Halloween.
And you have children. I don't.
Yeah, exactly. I was busy doing stuff, watching Twilight Zone and drinking.
How did that go?
It was amazing.
I thought about watching Twilight Zone and drinking kind of like we're sort of like together, but we're not.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
we
in
are,
spirit. Yeah. In spirit. Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, spooky spirits.
Right.
But then I didn't.
You missed out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched this one. It was great. It was about this woman who the Earth was spiraling towards the sun, and she got all hot.
Oh.
And, like, she was melting because they only had a few minutes to live or whatever, or, 30 minutes for the show to live. It was timed out very well.
Great.
And then what turns out happens, the Twilight Zone-y twist, is that, the Earth is actually going away from the sun, and the Earth is freezing to death, and she is sick with a fever.
Wait, what? What? How did it start?
Thanks for listening, pal. That was great. Anyway, so we were away the weekend before Halloween.
Yeah, let's start there. Let's start there and then work our way through to, like, today.
Yeah, we'll do a timeline thing.
Okay.
You sound low to me. I don't know what's going on.
Hello.
There we go. There's that sexy man.
Yeah.
So we went to a horror convention.
Not a horror convention.
No,
a horror.
Specifically.
Yes, a horror
convention.
Could have also been a horror convention. I didn't get that far into it.
You know, we didn't really leave to check it out.
We didn't. I mean, we did a bit of exploring.
I mean, you did.
I did.
Yeah, you made out like a bandit, sir.
Did I?
Better than me. I didn't get anything.
You what do you mean you didn't get anything? You got paid.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, you got you. If anything, you made out better than I. I spent money.
That's
you
true.
made money.
I did make money.
Big difference.
Well, I mean, it depends on your definition of making money.
Well,
but
I mean, and we'll get into that a little bit.
We'll get into that a little bit too. But so we took my comic book, The Devil Within, to our very first convention, and you were gracious enough with your time.
Dude, I had so much friggin' fun.
Dude, it was a good time.
It was a good time. Because I had gone to the Scaricon once before, and I did in like a 2-hour span, I did the entire show 5 times.
Like, which seemed to be the case again this year.
Yeah, it's a very small convention, but I mean, I give them credit because it's funny, like, going through all these local conventions. I mean, there's like a ton of like comic book ones specifically, And then there's Scaricon, which is like the horror-based one.
Right.
And then we'll get into this in a few minutes. Retrogame Con was this past weekend, which Christy and I had gone to.
Right.
And like that actually did really well. But like looking at Scaricon, I'm like, this would be great if it was maybe 2 days.
3 days is a lot.
I was like,
it's
3
a lot.
days. I mean, because of what? It was Friday night. It was Friday evening.
It was Friday evening, only open for 4 hours from 5 to 9, which was our first evening there. Then Saturday was open all day, which I had help from Chris Lovins. Big shout out to Lovins for sticking with me literally the entire day. So, and you know, it as you know, it can be a little daunting.
It can be daunting
at times. And then Sunday, it wasn't open that long either. It was only from 11 to 2, 3? 11 to 3?
11 to 3, yes.
Yeah, so like 5 hours or whatever that math works out to be.
I mean, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Wait, 4 hours.
Okay.
Wait, it was 11 to 3 or 10 to 3?
11.
We got there at 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, it was only 4 hours?
Yeah.
That seemed like a long time.
Sure did. But yeah, so we had the book, and this was our first outing with the book. And, well, I'm going to do this because I'm thirsty. You, sir, presented me with a gift.
I did.
The first night.
Because it was a way to say congrats.
Which was this, which was fantastic. I not expected at all. It's like one of those things where it would be equivalent to if I invited you over to help me move and you brought the beer. Like, that's kind of how I saw it.
Oh, I mean, I was like, hey, you did it. Congrats.
Well, thanks. You know what? I did do it.
You did do it, goddammit.
So we're going to pop this open in a little celebratory fashion as we talk about the con a little bit. And this is the high-end stuff, folks. This was not cheap.
How does it smell? Explain the smell to me. I'm going to move my vodka.
Well, you see, you have to keep in mind.
This is vodka, by the way.
I'm on a budget, so I've been drinking Evan Williams,
brother,
which
you know what
is an experience.
Good for you. You know, if you can drink Evan Williams on the regular, you are a man. Let me explain it. You are a man
on a budget.
I mean, it takes some balls to be like,
my life sucks so bad. I need to get drunk now.
Yeah,
and I've got $15.
And my homeboy Evans.
Yeah. He's there for him. Now, this is a treat, sir. This is going to be...
Yeah.
Because
it's been a while since I've had the gentleman.
The thing about the Gentleman Jack is there is no bite. There's no bite. It's a great sipping whiskey.
It's just a little nibble.
Maybe a little bit there, sir.
It's a nibble. Yeah. I like that. I just came up with that. It's not a bite. It's a nibble.
I thought you said nipple.
No, it's a nibble.
Okay.
I'll take that. You know, you're kind of getting into it, and you're just like, yeah, just like nibble on it.
So thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, congrats. Damn if that ain't fine. Damn if that ain't fine.
Oh, that's worth the extra $15 or whatever the hell you had to pay.
It's funny because like when I went and bought it, I put it on the counter, and the guy's just like, "Good choice." I'm like, I guess. Yeah. I mean, shit.
It's good shit. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. We saw some characters,
dude, and I knew like, okay, this is I fully expected that to happen.
Right,
I was expecting the just the people. You go to these shows, and the one thing you can always count on is the people. The people there, and just even if you just go to people watch.
It's amazing.
Like it's great, and like that's not a way to like cut people down or anything. Like I literally fell in love with these people, like legitimately.
Yeah, no.
Like I had so much fun interacting with them.
Yes,
I had so much fun learning about them.
Yes,
I thought they were all fucking weird as shit, but you know what? I'm we're in this together. And I
wave your freak flag, brother.
Dude. It's like the time to do it.
No, it was a fantastic time. You did kind of leave me high and dry on Sunday though.
Wait, what point?
We'll get to.
Okay.
But yeah, so with the book, we for what it costs to be there, we broke even. Which is a win.
Yeah.
Especially with a first time convention, a book no one's heard of.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of letting.
And really, like, I mean, issue number 1, but also kind of like the real preview issue to the overall story.
Right, yeah.
Because you're introducing the world, you're introducing the characters and all the elements to it.
Yeah, you really still don't know.
Right, because a lot of people, and then like a lot of people did say this, they're like, oh, you know, this seems really cool, I'll check you out online. I typically want to wait until the story gets a little bit or
into it
gets going a little
right.
bit more before they, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, but fucking buy it now. I mean,
come on, get
on the bus now.
Exactly,
like get in on the ground floor, man.
Right, and I'll even sign it for you. Not that that's worth a dick, but you know what? It's something I can offer,
man.
But yeah, like we had all sorts of characters. Some people who were interested in, and it was weird too because there were not a lot of comics.
There really weren't. Which I guess was kind of surprising to me.
I thought it was a little surprising too, but whether that worked to my advantage or it was my disadvantage, I'm not really sure at this period of time. But I was really like the only comic book there. So some people were like, "Oh, I love comics. Let me check this out." And some people were like, "Oh, that looks like a good horror book. Let me check that out." And then one guy was just like, "Hey, that kind of looks like my house. Let me check it out."
Oh yeah, that guy was awesome.
So all walks of life.
Yeah.
To check out the book, which was great. And then I also got to do a panel.
You got to do a panel,
which was fun on writing. So anyone who is interested in writing horror got to listen to me talk about writing horror comics, which probably wasn't what they were interested in, but they got to hear me talk anyway. And then me and you did a podcast.
We did do a podcast
for the Three Fat Nerds.
Shout out to those guys. I still have not received a single email.
Yeah, so you guys dropped the ball on that one.
You guys dropped the ball on that one. I guess we're just not going to have to do the thing that you wanted us to do.
Yeah, so
again,
make sure you email us.
If you email brainerectshow@gmail.com with a show or episode suggestion, we are more than likely going to do it.
We just want your approval.
We just want your approval. Yeah. We just want to know that you're there.
Yeah, please.
And that you care.
The 3 people watching.
Well, it's across a couple of channels.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Logistics. But anyway, and then you left me high and dry, you son of a bitch.
Okay, which part are you talking about here?
Steampunk guy.
No, dude. I totally did. Because that guy came over and I could see it slowly starting to build.
Well, here's the deal. We got to set the scene, okay? So basically what happens is we're in our booth. People walk by, and you have to try to get them to come over to try to sell them the book, right? So we had free stickers.
We had free stickers
to give away.
Which is always a great way. I'm always surprised when people are like, "No, I don't want a sticker." I'm like,
many people.
It's free.
Many people.
What do you get? Like, what are you like? What high horse are you riding right now?
You don't want a free sticker.
It's free, man. We paid money so you could have it.
Exactly.
Well, you paid money.
Well,
so
I paid a lot of. Well, it was a good price. I had a coupon code. So anyway, the
dog.
The dog.
The dog's joining us again.
Why?
I love this. This is probably my new favorite feature of the show.
But you see, the dog never comes down here, ever.
I know. It's just trying to say hi.
All right, you can stay.
Okay.
So I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about Steampunk guy.
Okay, so we had stickers to lure people in so that we could sell them on the book, and what happened was I lured this guy, came in, and he was dressed in steampunk cosplay, whatever, and he had his wife with him. Who if this guy was probably 6'3",
he was tall,
and his wife was probably 5'1".
Yeah.
Like extreme dynamic difference. Why are you selfieing with the dog?
Because man.
All right. That'll be posted on our Instagram.
Yep.
Link the Instagram. What's the fucking?
Oh, it's Brain Wreck. You should know by now. It's Brain Wreck Show. You just go to Brain Wreck Show.
You're on the grid, bro. So
what is this?
Anyway, he comes up to the table and I'm pitching him the book, and he goes, "Oh, I've written some stuff too." And obviously, just to make
when he said that, because I'm gonna let you tell this story.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell a follow-up story. Because there were 2 occasions over this weekend where I knew exactly where the conversation was going.
Okay.
And I was so thrilled that it went there. Continue.
So, just to be personable, I said, "Oh, that's awesome. What have you written?"
Right.
And holy the fuck.
Told you his life story, did he?
I sat there. I believe I timed it out for 27 minutes.
Oh, yeah. You were there for a while, my friend.
27 minutes as this guy pitched me this like Firefly ripoff story, to which like he was saying he wrote the story on a computer program for writing, and then the free trial was up. So then he had to start writing on notebooks, and I'm like, oh fuck, he ain't buying shit. So, but that was like right at the beginning, and I was in, and I didn't want to be rude.
Right, yeah.
So like, he is telling me about his characters and how, for inspiration, he built models of the spaceships, and like he went to the store and bought Nerf weapons and formed them into the weapons for the characters.
Oh my God.
For all this inspiration.
Yeah.
27 minutes of him telling me everything that he has written down. Not one mention of plot. Not one mention of story. Not one mention of anything where I could be like, oh, man, that's a sweet idea. Or, oh, man, you character development and fuck all.
So typically in these types of situations, when you're at a trade show or a convention, the easy out is to be like, oh, hey, this guy over here had a question about something, because you're like, if you don't mind, I know you're not really talking about anything like super important or critical. Like, would you mind talking to this guy real quick?
Right.
And then I'd come and be like, do you have any other questions about the book? No. Okay. Well, enjoy the show. Please feel free to stop
you're the fall guy.
Or you come over and you say, hey, Bill's on the phone. He's really got to talk to you about something.
Right.
And then you take the call. And
so I was trying to give you the Iggy.
But there was nobody there to do that with. So at that point, and Blakely came up to me and she's like, Dan, I think Dan wants to get out of this. Are you just gonna leave him? And I just kind of went, yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Because you want to know what, though? You have to experience it.
Oh, dude, I've experienced. What do you think my Saturday was, brother?
But no, you have to experience it on that level in full. You needed that. You needed to get over that. That, and I thought it was hysterical. I'm sorry.
I assumed it was more for your enjoyment than anything.
Right.
And boy, it went on way too long. Yeah. And boy, I didn't learn anything about his book. And boy, he did not buy anything.
Nice guy, though.
Sure.
Nice guy. So you told that story.
Yes.
And he he said that one little thing that we both went, oh, we know where this is going.
Okay.
But you had gone to do the panel,
okay,
I think, and there was a guy just wandering around.
Yep.
And, it was like the show was just starting, so I was like, hey, sir, you want to check anything out? Like, we got free stickers and stuff. And he's like, no, I'm not really into horror. I'm like, no. I'm like, so what the fuck are you doing here?
Right.
And he's like, I actually helped set up, like, the show with all the technical stuff.
Oh, right.
I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's cool. He was like, yeah. He's like, I do a lot of these shows, and, I just kind of wander around. But, yeah, not really big into horror. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, trying to, like, be personable. And, it's early. This guy seems kind of like, whatever. So I'm just like, so what are you into?
Oh, no.
And he just goes, oh, I'm into hard sci-fi. And I'm like, oh, fuck yes. I want to go down this rabbit hole with you, sir. Please take me.
Good for you.
Please take me. I will take the blue or red pill. I don't care which one it is. Just let's hop in and strap on together.
Not at my booth, sir.
Hey, well, I mean that one guy came by, the S&M guy, which I was ready to take him home. I don't care. I was like, dude, you're
all in on that guy.
You're coming home with me.
Yeah.
Like we're about to learn some shit about one another. So the guy was like, yeah, I'm into hard sci-fi. And he's an older guy.
Okay.
Maybe in his like early 60s.
Okay.
Now, for those of you who don't know, and this has always been my sort of perception of it all.
Yeah.
There's like people who are into science fiction.
Yeah.
Like I'm into science fiction. I love sci-fi movies and stuff.
Yeah.
I would say you would be too.
I would agree with that. Yes. Star Wars and shit.
So, well, so having discussions with people who are into hard sci-fi, like the one common theme is always like, yeah, I'm into hard sci-fi. None of that Star Trek bullshit.
Right.
And I'm like, oh yes. Oh, tell me more.
Battlestar Galactica,
and it's all like
motherfucker.
Kind of like Battlestar Galactica, but like, then like Snow Crash and like really hard like cyberpunk type stuff, like stuff that's like for books, it's really difficult to read.
Right.
And the only people who are into it are people who think they understand it or like really understand it.
Or the people that like Tron.
Tron, I mean, maybe?
Yeah.
I didn't like Tron.
Well, yeah, you're not a hardcore sci-fi guy.
Apparently not.
Yeah, no.
But And I was like, oh, okay. And he goes, yeah, he's like, I'm not really into Star Trek, but Star Wars, they kind of did all right. And I'm like, okay.
All right, we can talk.
We can maybe talk. And then I'm like, but like, what were you like, what's your go-to?
Right.
And kind of like steampunk guy. He goes into this whole spiel about this. I don't even remember what the fucking title was called.
Okay.
But he was like, it was like a series of books, and then they actually like tried to produce it for a movie. But the issue was it was just so in depth and so technical and so like detailed that if you made it into a movie, it just wouldn't do it justice. And because there was all these things that you just can't translate to a movie, and then the fans would just rise up and get really upset and pissed off about it, and you would have to basically take it and apply it to a general audience, which the hardcore fans of it wouldn't really enjoy. And I'm just like, yes, tell me all of it. And like, this is how the conversation went for like 15 minutes. And I'm like, so do you want a sticker? And he's like, no. I'm like, okay, bye. But it's like, those are the types of people that like you go to these shows to talk to.
Oh no, that like it was a legit blast. I mean, just you and I had so much fun.
And the other thing too is it's like trying to figure out the appeal of it all.
Right.
Because again, it was a 3-day convention. Like, in terms of time, maybe a day or maybe a day and a half, and a half to 2 days.
If you were in a hurry, you probably could have done the whole thing in 3 hours.
Oh, less than that, bro.
Well, probably. Well,
less than that.
If you wanted a screening or something,
Well, yeah, that's the other thing too is I didn't know what screenings they were doing.
Okay.
I didn't know what panels they were having.
Yeah, there was a chart. But you had to search to find the chart,
which you should never do for a convention.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is like the big gets. I mean, they had Malcolm McDowell there,
right?
Who was in Clockwork Orange, who's done a ton of stuff,
right?
And I was like,
apparently
okay.
He's a dick. I don't know. I didn't meet him.
What was he a dick?
Apparently he was charging $50 an autograph.
That's standard.
Well, at that con, bro.
The fucking voice of Mario was charging $40 for an autograph.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay,
dude.
well.
Like that is pretty typical.
Okay. Well, I take back that comment then.
Yeah, like you go to New York Comic Con or San Diego, you're probably gonna spend like $50 to $100 for some of like the top tier celebrities there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, who else are you like? And maybe it's just because I'm not really deeply embedded with the community yet. We'll say.
Okay.
Well, like I'm looking around and I'm like, I don't really know who any of these people are.
Sure.
And I looked a few of them up and I'm like, they really don't have any credits. Like maybe one or two things.
Yeah.
Like the guy who was across from us, Jason Lively.
Who was awesome.
Like I looked him up. He had like, one or two really notable credits. Yeah, if you're like a general audience.
Yeah, he was Rusty from European Vacation.
And then he was in I think it was Night of the Creeps.
Yeah.
Which, if you're a hardcore horror fan, you know what that movie is.
Yep.
But he had just a slew of people going to his table.
Yeah.
Like all day long. And I'm like,
he built a fan base.
I'm like, good for this guy.
Right?
Like I came in, I'm just like, dude's got
Well, you can understand why after seeing him for 30 seconds, why people love him.
Oh yeah, just like an outgoing personality. And I'm like, wait, is that the thing that people who go to these shows do? Like the talent, I'll say that like, like all the actors and actresses, like they just go to these shows and like that's what they do now and they have a following.
Yeah.
I'm like,
as long as you can have a good memory or pretend that you have a good memory and be like, "Oh, I remember you."
Oh, dude, that was me at like every wrestling show.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, hey, man, yeah. Who the fuck was that guy?
Right.
Of course, I've been hitting the head. But yeah, like, and I also think the thing is that all like the attendees that are going to like this type of show are going to all of those shows.
Oh yeah.
So like they know everybody there.
Yeah.
So like, cause like there were people going up to Jason Lively who were like, "Hey man, how's it been? I haven't seen it in a while." And I'm like, "You've seen this guy before?" I'm like, "Okay, cool. Hey man, good for him."
Yeah, no, he was awesome.
Yeah, but dude, like overall, like good time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I spent money.
Mm-hmm.
I bought posters, cause like that's my new thing now too.
Posters and T-shirts you bought?
Posters and I did buy 2 T-shirts. This is bothering me. It's been up all show and it's been bothering me. But yeah, no, like it's a good time. It's a good experience. Now, having done the show,
yes,
would you do it again?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Oh, no, I guess.
I made enough money to make it worth it.
Right.
Which I didn't lose money.
Yeah.
Which was good. And it was a hell of a time.
Boom. What more can he ask for?
What more can he ask for?
Now, the next one would be next year.
Correct.
Scaricon, at least. And then you book 2 at that point.
Oh, well, hopefully 2 and 3.
2 and 3. Okay, so you'll have more stuff to sell.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're building your audience and you're building up. Good for you.
Yeah.
Now, are you gonna try to be doing anything else between now and then?
Yes. So I've made a list of like conventions for 2019, and I'm looking at like what it costs to be there versus what's gonna be my travel and all this. So I'm trying to come up with a con schedule to fill out 2019, but I haven't really landed on anything hard yet.
Right. Okay.
But there'll be stuff to come. So
well, be careful when you're looking for stuff to come and landing on hard things.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know what could happen. Christy won $250.
She could buy a table at.
Christy, you could fund a table at Scaricon. You could go as a Twitch affiliate and wear your hat.
We'll share a table.
We can all split a table.
Yeah.
We'll all have things.
Be great.
It'd be great. So, okay.
So anyway,
success coming out of there.
Yes.
Looking to do more.
Yes.
Looking to do it again next year.
Yes.
Okay. Now, past Scaricon, we had Halloween.
Halloween.
How was your Halloween? We said, you had said that you got drunk and watched Twilight Zone.
Got drunk, watched Twilight Zone, but before I did that, I had to take the kids out, and we
Right.
walked around the block. And this was really kind of the first year that the boy got to go out. Because, he went out a little bit last year, but he was, in the stroller most of the time.
Okay, yeah.
So this was the first time he actually got to walk around and, to have him,
to really experience
it, and then, have him realize, oh, shit, if I knock on a stranger's door, they're going to give me shit.
Yeah.
That's a learning experience.
And they'll give him, a ton of shit because he's cute.
Right, exactly.
So he's just and they're like, oh, candy!
The thing that I found was that typically with my neighborhood,
right,
we get anywhere between the neighborhood of, 200 to 300 kids. We get a lot of kids.
Okay, yeah, you got a school nearby, and you're in a more residential area where I'm sandwiched between 2 main streets, so
Correct.
Nobody's coming down my street.
Correct, and plus you're in a duplex thing, and that's not.
Yeah, and the last time we tried handing out candy with the neighbors, it just wasn't a fun time at all.
Okay, so we had prepared for that number of kids,
right?
But the weather was forecasted to be shitty.
Yeah.
But it was forecast to be shitty, but it really wasn't bad until 8 o'clock.
It wasn't a bad night.
It was actually a gorgeous night until 8 o'clock.
Right.
So I grabbed one of the chairs off the porch, sat at the bottom of the stoop, and was just handing out candy. And right around 7:30, it just died.
Yeah.
There was no, and I'm like, we have all this candy.
Well, the other thing I'd imagine too with it is that. It's a Wednesday. It's getting darker. It's gonna rain. At that point, everyone's probably let's get the kids in and out within an hour. Get them back by 8:30.
Yeah, and I was talking to the neighbor about it too, and he suspected that because it was forecasted to be shitty, people just already made plans to go to the mall and
something like that.
Do an indoor thing,
right?
Where they weren't gonna go door to door. Which I get, because because me and the wife swapped halfway through of handing out and taking the kids out. I went first. When we were going out, half the houses on the street were dark.
Really?
Yeah. There were houses that had full on decorations and stuff,
right.
and then some regular people just with their lights on handing out candy. But mostly, it was way less than last year, and I want to believe it was because of the weather.
I would say it's because of the weather and because it was on a Wednesday. Because, if it's a Friday or Saturday, people are going to be going crazy all night.
Right.
It doesn't matter if it's raining or not.
Exactly.
But, no parent wants to be oh, yeah, just go out and run wild, in the middle of the week when it's, downpouring and getting cold out.
Right, exactly.
Although it did feel, I mean, and maybe it was just because, or just me, but like it definitely felt like I felt less of the Halloween spirit this year.
Okay.
Which sucked because it's usually like a big holiday for me.
Right.
But like we didn't throw a party. I didn't buy a costume until the night before. And then
Then why did you bother?
And well, I never wore my costume.
That's sad.
Oh, dude, it was because like I had a whole game plan in mind where I was like, okay, like I put something together really quick. And I'm like, this will be great because it was for work and like we were having a work party and like, a couple of people were going to dress up. And they were like, come on, you always have great costumes. Like, you got to dress up. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. And I was like, well, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be like, a glum bum and, just fucking go out and get something. Mm-hmm. It's like I ran to Walmart. I bought a bunch of shit. Got home. Got everything together. Like, overslept the following morning. Woke up, was just completely miserable. And then I thought about it. And I was like, okay, think about all the work you need to do today. Think about all the arguments you're likely going to be getting into today. Do you really want to go toe to toe with somebody in a pair of like Zubaz and face paint in a professional work setting?
My answer would be yes.
I mean, at that point, I feel like I could have won any argument.
Right.
But at the same time, it was just like I was just in such a bad mood that I was like, I'm not fucking doing it. I don't want to do it. I'm not doing it. No, fuck it. And this kind of goes into like a lot of the stuff we were talking about earlier.
Right.
Or prior to the show starting.
Sure.
So I was like, I just, no, I'm not doing it. Because like, no matter, like, even if I won, I'd go and look at myself in the mirror and I would just be like, you look like a fucking jackass, dude. What the fuck? So I didn't do it. And then like, we didn't do anything Wednesday night. So I was like, well, all right, I guess we'll just stream.
I guess Halloween's over.
Halloween's over. I just played Fortnite.
There was a lot of Fortnite.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I would imagine that.
Like there was some kid with a shopping cart.
That's pretty good.
Apparently, that's a Fortnite thing.
That's a Fortnite thing.
There were a bunch of other things for Fortnite that I didn't understand at all.
You gotta play Fortnite, man.
Who's got the time?
Nobody, but you just do it. You gotta get good, man. Get good, and then we can put a squad together.
I'm good.
Come on.
We still haven't played Jackbox like we were supposed to.
Yeah, not since that one time.
Yeah.
There's a new one that just came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we'll
Did you drunk by it yet?
I have not drunk by it. I haven't gotten drunk in a while.
Well, Christy just got 250.
Christy just got 250. Oh, sugar mama action going on.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, so Halloween was, ups and downs, strikes and spares.
Yep.
Overall, decent.
I'd give it a C plus B minus, somewhere in that that range.
Okay. So now moving past Halloween, Retrogame Con happened.
Yeah.
It happened this past weekend. Now, Christy and I went. It was it was Saturday and Sunday. I didn't really know too much about it. We had gone years ago when I think it might have just been starting up.
Right.
And it's a good time. I mean, it's another local convention, but it's all video. It's video game themed, so it's got a slightly different audience and a slightly different feel to it.
Sure.
Walking into it, I was like, wow, this is actually quite pleasant. Like this is back off my 250. I'm getting tattooed. Okay, well, whatever.
Which tattoo, bro?
Which tattoo? I'm gonna get my face right here, and you can flex. It's always me, just be like, argh. I would do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's just gonna what is it? Twitch affiliate.
She's
gonna get that tattooed on.
That would be some dedication.
That would be dedication.
So we walked in, and now we hadn't gone in a few years, and I don't really remember like when we went the first time like what a lot of the big stuff was.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like you get a lot of the local vendors that are like pop culture.
Which, by the way, the vendor tables sold out before my Kickstarter was done.
Wait, what? Oh, for Retrogame Con?
For Retrogame Con, because I wanted to do that one over ScareCon.
Ooh, but I'm not surprised.
But I could not.
Like it's growing. Like honestly, out of all the conventions that I've gone to in recent years, I think that was the best.
Okay.
And it They had a lot of stuff going on. Still some kinks that needed to work out.
Okay.
So we walked in, and again, I was like, wow, like this seems bigger.
Right.
I don't know if it actually is bigger, but it seems bigger.
Okay.
Which there, right there, I'm like, cool. That's pretty good. We started walking around. You see a lot of the vendors that you're familiar with, like some of the local gaming shops and whatnot.
Right.
And then you got, you people who specialize in like making wooden or wooden dye and then just like random steampunk shit. And I'm like, all right, now you. Like this one guy was like, hey, do you enjoy tabletop such and such? And I'm just like, no. He's like, okay, bye. And I'm like,
well, at least he had his pitch down.
Yeah, he had his pitch down. I'm just like, nope, sorry, bro, not me. And then, so a buddy of ours was competing in the Tetris tournament because he's like a fucking Tetris master. It's insane. And then we were gonna go Saturday.
Shout out to Pat. Shout out
to Pat. Oh yeah, you know Pat.
I know Pat.
Yeah, you know Pat. Yeah. It's actually funny because we were talking about you one day. He's just like, oh Dan, and we're like, yeah. And he goes, oh yeah, I forgot you guys. Dan. It's like, oh yeah, yeah. We all know each other.
We do. Yeah. Pat won.
Yeah. He's 3 years in a row.
He needs to get out of Syracuse.
He needs to expand. Yeah, I know. He needs to expand. So we were gonna go Saturday, but then like I don't know. I forget. Like there was we went and did something else instead. We like but we I'm gonna start with. Wait, what should I start with? I'm gonna start with the convention first.
Okay.
Because we did something the night before the convention that was associated. We went to the after party.
Oh.
For the convention.
Oh man.
Yes, Christy. We went to Waterloo, and then we went to the after party. But we're gonna talk about Sunday first.
Did you go to the outlets?
We did go to the outlets.
Oh yeah, how were the outlets?
Yeah, it was okay,
It smells like shit there, doesn't it?
I don't know. I can't smell.
Ah, fuck you.
So
Christy, smells like shit there, doesn't it?
We're walking around the convention, and like they had the voice of Mario and like the voice of Dr. Robotnik, and then Christy wanted to do the Mario Kart 8 tournament.
Okay.
So it's like, all right, yeah, cool, we'll go do that. So she went, and like we got there like right away at 10 o'clock, and she was like, so how do you sign up? And they were just like, show up at 11.
Oh.
And we were like, wait, what? And he was like, yeah, like, I mean, there's going to be like kind of like random brackets and like people of 8 going in at a time. And then just like, you just show up at 8 and then you get to play. And you got to have your Switch. And make sure your Switch is updated. If it's not, you got to update it. It has to be updated.
Okay.
And we're like, there's no like sign up sheet. Okay.
Well, how were you? Did you know ahead of time you had to bring your Switch?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and she had hers. Now I heard tournament.
Yep.
So my understanding is, they're doing like brackets,
right?
And maybe round robin,
right? Double elimination, maybe.
Double elimination. There's going to be a winner,
right?
It was just free play.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, but like they were streaming it for their Twitch, but the other problem was they were trying to do like the local connection, like not on Wi-Fi or online.
I thought they were trying to use the venue Wi-Fi. Like,
no,
fuck you.
No, so they were doing it on local convention. Now they had the stage set up, and these dudes were like off to the side on the stage doing their Twitch thing,
right? And
they had their console playing, and then they had like rows of chairs on the floor where everybody who was playing was sitting in.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody could connect.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So they're like, yeah, you got to be closer. So just like, so just come up. You like, just come up closer, like fill in the front row. So everybody kind of moved forward. I hung back a little bit so I didn't get in the way. And like, they got a race started, and then like everybody got booted immediately because everybody lost their connection. And then like, they went through another thing, and then like they backed out, and they're like, okay. So everybody just come up on the stage and then just like sit on the stage. So it's legitimately just like a group of people just like sitting cross-legged, like play. And I'm like, this is great. It's great. Christy hung in there. She did really well, but then everybody got booted again. And at that point, Christy came back down and she's like, I got booted. We can go walk around more. And I'm like, so there's no winner in this, right? She's like, no, it's just kind of a free play thing. And I'm
the winner is Kevin Graham, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm just like, okay. And then they actually did have a section with like 6 computers set up for Fortnite. And I really wanted to play. The problem, though, was it was just like a group of fucking 12-year-olds.
Oh, just owning everybody?
No, like not just like sitting there trying to figure it out. And I'm like, I could just drop in right now and just ruin
and just wreck dreams.
And just ruin all of their days. Like I'm not good, but like if I'm focused, I could have just ruined their day. And I'm like, no, I'm not good.
Okay, well that's very
because like
nice
then
of
also
you.
like their parents were around.
Okay,
and I'm like, you don't need like the 30-year-old guy playing with a bunch of 12-year-olds being like, yeah, you fucking noob, get good. Yeah, I didn't want to be that guy.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
So, but overall, it was a good time. From what I heard, it was still kind of stinky.
Well, the clientele.
The clientele. A lot of dudes in drag, which I was like, okay, that's
right on.
That's
let your freak flag fly, man.
Again,
that's what those things are for.
And I'm just like, but that's like daring. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then
I sent you the picture of the guy at ScareCon in drag, right?
Yeah, because they had like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah. So
and he had a dimply ass, motherfucker. Like,
don't we all?
Well, I don't know. I haven't looked.
So overall, the show was good. We left kind of early though because again, it was sort of like with ScareCon, like you walk around and you go, okay, is there anything here I want to buy? Well, yeah, kind of, but do I need it? No, not really.
Right.
So, like, we did that. Like, we went downstairs and they had like a bunch of old consoles set up where we played some old games.
Oh,
and stuff.
Nice. That's fun.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. But like overall, it was like like we didn't want to do any of the panels. Like, we didn't need any autographs. Like there weren't too many celebrities there. There was a guy there who played on the stage like midday on a keytar.
Oh, that's awesome,
dude. And I'm like, we're sitting there watching, and he had a pretty decent crowd, and I'm watching it. I'm like, he's having the time of his life. I love it. This dude is just, and he's like,
living his fantasy.
And like, dude, and like, he's got it hooked up to like an old Nintendo, and he's like, I use this as like I forget what he said, but like, he like runs everything through the Nintendo to like an app, and I'm like, dude's got a gimmick.
Right.
He's rocking the hell out of it.
And like, later on Facebook, he's like, just got done playing the War Memorial.
I mean, it was the On Center, but
well, yeah, whatever.
Different.
Well, the convention
it's slightly smaller,
yeah.
But still, I'm like, he's having the time of his life. Good for him. So we did that.
Mm-hmm.
The night before, we went to the after party.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if you know what an after party for a local video game convention looks like.
I don't. I've never been to one. But I can.
You can hazard a guess.
Okay. Yeah.
It's probably very close to that.
Okay.
So like we walked in, and like we got our tickets.
How much did it cost?
$15 to get in.
Each?
$15 each.
Okay.
And then they
open bar?
Not open bar.
Ooh.
I was a little let down that there wasn't an open bar and like open buffet because I was told there would be food.
Right.
And of course, like the food they had were like nachos.
Oh well,
pizza, cheesy tots.
Right.
And like pretzel sticks. And like chicken tenders.
Son.
And I'm like, okay, like this seems very fitting for the audience.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the Patrick Fentons of the world.
Oh, Patrick. Why you gotta go after Patrick?
He eats like 3 things.
Does he?
Yeah, he eats like pizza, chicken fingers, and
after party was only 10.
Bro, you got scammed.
Okay. Oh wait, why did my name change? I don't know. I was about to ask you the same thing.
You didn't get married, so.
So. Yeah. Okay. So it was $10, whatever.
Right.
They did have the bar.
Okay.
We got some drinks.
Yep.
We went to a bartender who I'm pretty sure has never bartended before.
Okay.
Because, I wanted a beer. I knew what beer it was. I said, give me that. Christy goes, what's your house wine? The guy goes,
Red. Really?
Yeah. He goes, well, we've got a red and we have a white.
Oh, shit.
And we're just like, more, please? And then he's like, well, one's like this, and then the other's like this. And like they were like those little like to-go wine things where you peel the top off.
Oh, the self-serve cups
yeah,
thing.
Yeah. So now, it's the other best part too. So he's like, we got this and we got this. And then Christy's like, I'll take the red.
Right.
Now, the whole purpose of this cup is you peel the top off and you hand it to somebody. It's a peel and go.
Right.
He peels the top off, pours it into a fucking wine glass. And I'm just like, I love it here. I'm having so much fun already. And then we
oh fuck.
We go down the like this little corridor, and it's a very small area too. Like you walk in, it's a small hallway, then it's like a little room where they got the bar on one side, the food line on the other side, and you go down like another hallway, and then it opens up into like what would be like a reception room.
Okay, all right.
And what do I see? Just a bunch of tables scattered about, filled with people, a dance floor with nobody on it,
right?
A band who is setting up.
Okay.
And just a projector screen that is looping the same 5 movie clips.
Okay.
Over and over again. And I'm looking around and I'm just like,
this is exactly what I thought it would be.
Like this is I don't fit in. This is something that I would go to, but I feel like I don't fit in.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, we're just gonna hang back.
Okay.
So like we sat down, and like Pat and his girlfriend were there.
Right.
We talked to some other people that I think we had met once before. And we're just kind of shooting the shit, whatever. And then the band comes on.
Yeah.
Now, are you familiar with nerdcore?
Nerdcore. Well, it has core in it, so I'm familiar with anything core.
Okay.
Nerdcore.
So it's basically like video game metal.
Okay.
So like they do all cover songs of from like video games, and it's all like to like metal and like hardcore punk type sounds.
Okay.
And like everybody's dressed up. Like you had a Mega Man, you had a Ness. There was the goddamn Majora's Mask.
Okay.
And then there was like Zelda when she's not Zelda. It's fucking Spiffy. Whoever it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Sheik?
Sheik, yeah, the Iron Sheik. He was the Sheik.
That would be amazing.
Dude. And then because it's a video game themed band, there are no lyrics. But they have an MC.
Okay.
Who's like a very aggressive large man.
Okay.
And not like he's just like a big dude. And he comes in he literally like sets everybody up. He starts screaming. He's like, "We're gonna have a fucking great time tonight. I better see you people jumping around." And like everybody's like sitting down. So we get up and we kind of like lurk over to the dance floor a little bit, and
you're like, I'm gonna start this motherfucker.
Just to kind of like feel things out, and they start playing, and they're good. Like they're a solid band. The Super Thrash Brothers.
Okay.
Very very solid.
Okay.
And like they were playing, and like the lead guy is like dancing throughout the crowds, like trying to get people into it. He's like just headbanging, and like one dude's just like, yeah.
Oh, it's just me, huh?
Yeah. Okay. So, but and then like it starts to slowly build. Like people start working their way up a little bit more and more.
They just had to finish their nachos.
Yeah, they just had to finish their nachos, and like get a little beer in them.
Right.
And then like like people start like more people stand up and get closer to the dance floor.
Oh, the fact that you paid for this is just fucking astounding.
Okay, hang on, because we're gonna get to a part in the show.
Okay.
So like there's a part like they take a little break and they do this little gag with the crowd where it's like, do your best Mario coming impression.
Mario coming,
and like they got a bunch of people to do it, and like they gave out prizes, and they started throwing out Mario masks, and then like people started to get more into it.
Oh boy, it was getting weird.
It was getting a little weird, and I'm like, okay, I'm liking it. And then it got to a point where we're just like, all right, it seems like this is gonna be it.
Right.
Let's go get another drink.
Right.
And then they also had a buy an artist a drink and they'll draw you something.
Oh, okay.
So like we went and did that. we went back to the room where the band was playing.
Okay.
Holy shit. No joke. Everybody in that room was on the dance floor.
Really?
Front up to the stage. Arms in the air, waving back and forth. We walked in and we're just like, what the fuck happened?
Dropped your bucket.
Everybody's having fun. Everybody's dancing. Everybody's jumping around. Everybody's got a smile on their face. Apparently, they threw out more free shit.
And you know what the common denominator is?
We left.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was the thing Pat said, because Pat was there. He goes, dude, you guys left, and it got so much better. We're just like...
Fuck, man.
Just like, what the fuck, man?
That's some real shit.
So, and then you want to know what the kicker was? When we walked in,
the fun die.
They finished their final song.
Oh my god!
All in all, though, great time. Great time. The last few trips to the local conventions have been, I will say, a blast. I've learned a lot. Mm-hmm. I've learned a lot about myself. Mm-hmm. I've learned a lot about other people. Mm-hmm. I've had a fun time. So I see what you're looking at.
What in the fuck?
Did we have anything else? Because I wanted to bring us back to something here for a second.
Okay. No, the only other thing I wanted to end on was that yesterday the country came together.
The country came together and voted. Why don't we talk about that? Okay, let me jump in because I'm gonna need we're gonna need some talking points while I'm doing this.
Okay.
So we're gonna jump to this real quick. Okay. So a couple weeks ago we talked about the lottery.
Yeah, we did.
And
you're scaring the fuck out of me.
And we're still doing the show, which means we didn't win.
Correct.
Okay, so we both lost Mega Millions. We did not win Powerball.
Right.
I've been sitting on these losing tickets now for probably the better part of 3 weeks.
Okay.
And I keep forgetting that I have them. I keep forgetting that they existed. And then today, when I was getting ready to go, I saw them and I was like, oh, I got to stop at the store later on this afternoon. I'll bring them with me, scan them in the little thing.
Right.
So, as we discussed previously on the show, I went a bit overboard.
Yeah.
And I happened to spend a bit of an obscene amount of money on lottery tickets.
Well,
I checked them today.
Oh, did you win?
Boy, let me tell you. I had some winners.
Did you?
I did.
What'd you win?
I won $18.
Good for you.
So as you would when you're on a hot streak, you put it right back in.
Right.
So that's what I did.
Good for you.
I redeemed that $18 in more lottery tickets, and then I had to stop and get gas on the way over. And I said, you know what? God damn it, I'm on a hot streak. And when you're on a hot streak, you just don't stop.
I don't know if I call it that.
So I happen to spend a little more money on some. So we're gonna
stack.
I have a stack.
Sir.
So we're gonna go through these to see if I'm a winner.
So you have a win for lives.
I have all win for lives because
I'm
just trying to win for the rest of my life. That's what I'm doing.
So because on the show we split 50-50, right, bro?
Lose.
So anyway, the country came together yesterday and voted for the midterms.
How did you do?
I don't really know, actually. Because I had sort of... How'd you do?
I lost.
Okay. I had sort of a mental breakdown yesterday.
You and I both.
And I went to bed before any of the fucking results came out. And then... when I woke up, I saw the headlines oh, the Dems take the House, but not the Senate. And we still got Cuomo.
No, I thought. Wait, who took the Senate?
The Republicans.
I thought the Dems took the Senate.
No, they took the House.
Beto. Oh, poor Beto.
All right. And it was one of those things where you kind of saw the best and worst of America yesterday.
You really did.
When I went to the polls in the morning. I went at the fucking ass crack of dawn.
I'm going to make a point after this, and okay, go ahead.
So I went on the ass crack. Did you win anything?
No, not yet.
And everybody was in a good mood. Everybody was very polite. There was a family there, like, just teaching their kids about the voting system.
Oh, yeah, it's a good time to bring the kids, explain to them,
what it's like to be an American, the whole thing. And I went in, and, what'd you get?
$2.
All right, there you go. He's on...
The hot streak continues.
He's on a roll. Folks. So, yeah, it was great, and I went in.
Ooh, I won again.
Really?
Yeah, $5.
Look at you.
The hot streak is continuing, folks.
Good for you.
All right, keep going.
Yeah, but really that's what, $2.50 because I'm taking half. So it's taxes, brother. It's America.
What? Ooh, I won again.
Really?
Yeah, another $5.
So that's a tenner.
That's a tenner right there.
Good for you.
Boom! I already made half my money back.
Good lord. So you just got to buy a stack. That's
that's the trick. You the more money you put in, the more potential you have to take more money out.
See, this is what happens. I'll put like $20 in on $2 tickets.
Yeah.
And I won't win dick. And I'll be like, boy, I just fucking should have lit that $20 on fire. It would be basically the same thing.
Or just bought booze.
Yeah, true. So anyway, it was great. I went in and I did the thing. I filled out the Scantron sheet, which I haven't done since high school. And
yeah, I was like, wait, am I doing this right?
Yeah, like, aren't we supposed to use number 2 pencils? But no,
I was like, they always told me not to use pen.
Right.
And we're using pen.
Something doesn't compute. So anyway, I fill out the fucking thing and then put it in. I got my sticker.
I got a sticker too. This was the first time I got a sticker.
This was the first time I got a sticker too.
Like, I almost didn't get one because the table I handed my stuff back to, they didn't have stickers. But as I was walking out, I saw them and I was like, "Yo, can I get a sticker?" She goes, "Oh yeah, sure." And I just took 2.
See, it was way better than last year because last year we just got a piece of masking tape and there was a Sharpie, and he said you could write "I voted" on it if you want.
Oh my God, that is upsetting.
I'm like, times are tough. Kevin, you're getting pretty hard into the lottery lately.
Oh, I'm getting hard, all right.
Whoa.
I just want some money.
Hey, that's boy, you and your lady.
What?
Both. She won $250. You're winning money.
You gotta play the lottery, man.
I do play the lottery.
Gotta play it right though.
Apparently I'm doing it wrong. Hi, dog. So anyway, go to work, got my sticker, whatever, go through the day, come home, and I'm watching the news because, like, I don't know when this fucking thing ends. So
I mean, some of it's still going on.
Right. So, like, I turn on the news, and it's like live election results. And I'm like, great, this is exactly what I want. And
right,
I come in, and they're like, oh, we're going to go to Kentucky now or whatever the fuck, Florida, whatever the fuck. And it's just like, and look at this. Democrats ahead by 57 to 40, whatever the fuck.
Right.
1% of the vote in.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? I'm like, wait, then you literally have nothing to report on.
They got it. Like, they literally have to sit there all day and be like, and just watch. Like, this is where our projection is. We're an hour and a half in, and these are the votes we don't know what's going on, but we think that this is it.
And between the last presidential election and this election, I've come to realize what you tune into is just old white men that don't know how to use technology. Because they're fumbling with the fucking touchscreen, and they go into, like, Pennsylvania, and they're like, no, fuck, I'm at Maryland. And, they're like...
I can tell you a story about an old white man who doesn't know about technology.
I know, PDFs, right? And then, so, like, you try to back out, and then, like, they go to, like, the world map, and you're like, no, fuck, the United States. Like, and I'm just watching this fucker, like, just trying to fuck with his touchscreen. I'm like, bro, get a fucking millennial in or something.
Right.
My kid could do a better job than you.
Probably, actually, yeah.
Like, for real. Like, can we just get him a goddamn green screen? Get him something where somebody
it's not efficient.
That knows what the fuck they're doing
just
to do that. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't fucking care. I'm going to bed. So I went to bed, and then I woke up to the news, and I'm like, oh. So now what?
Business as usual, I guess.
And then, like.
So, okay.
It was like.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
Because you told that story.
Yes.
And like how, it was you kind of go in figuring like, this is a moment that everybody, this is a right to the American people. This is the most, I believe that this is the most American thing that you can do.
Correct.
Is
yes.
vote.
Yes.
It is like the ultimate free speech. It's the ultimate way to say, I am choosing to be a part of this country. And
she won hers for being a good employee.
Oh, I won mine from giving the government money.
Well, good for you for having a job that appreciates you. I'm still looking for that.
So you go to the polls and you just know that there's like this sense of hostility. I didn't win on this one. Okay. Like there's like this sense of hostility, and then like you read the news and it's like, the fucking blue wave, that's what we need is more goddamn Democrats in office. Yeah, a bunch of 4 more years of just not doing anything, because that's what it sounded like in my office.
Sure.
Right? And then, you got all the other people saying like, yeah, fuck your red wall. You're just trying to put up walls. We're breaking them down. Blue wave gonna crash to it, man. Blah. And I'm just like, oh my God, I fucking hate this so much. I hate it. What was the story you told about going and playing Mega Millions that one day? And the optimism.
Oh, yeah.
People felt.
Yeah.
Yesterday should have been a time of optimism. And I do think in some areas it was. I mean,
I think it was until I think here's what I think happened. Like I didn't feel quite the same level of optimism as I did with the Mega Millions going to the polls.
Right.
But there was a level of optimism. There was a level of community that
I don't know, man.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna switch my tune here in a second. There was a level of community at the actual polls.
Okay.
When I got there, as soon as I left the polls, I get hit up with, bro, who'd you vote for?
Oh,
bro, who'd you vote for? Who'd you vote for? Blue wave, bro.
Blue wave, bro. Bro, you wanting that blue wave?
And I'm just like,
I'm trying to put up this wall.
And I don't talk about that,
right?
Like to anybody. That's not like the man upstairs and the man in office are two things I don't fucking talk about. That's just nobody's business but my own.
Right.
So like I was all like, I don't talk about that, and the fucking aggression of like, what's the matter, bro?
You want to know what? Yeah.
You a Trumper?
Yeah, because you want to know why? Like politics, these past few years has been designed to separate people.
Oh, for sure.
It is. You need to pick a sign. There is a line drawn in the sand.
Right.
And I'm like, I just don't care. Like, shut up.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like now that there is a house of...
Remind me, there's a story I got to tell you off air.
Okay, cool.
I legitimately can't tell you on air.
Oh, wow. I'm excited.
Ooh, hey, I won.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you got?
Hang on, wait, let me
12.
12, carry the 4. Wait.
Is that a lifer?
No, it was not a lifer. I got a free ticket to something. Let's see. So far, we have 2.
Oh, good for you.
4, 6, 16,
and a
16,
ticket.
And a ticket.
You are $2 away from breaking even.
I'm $2 away from breaking even. I still got 3 tickets.
We gotta stick with this, folks. We gotta. He's got 3 tickets left. The drama.
If I hit it big, I'm gonna shit my pants on air. Those gonna be 2 things you get. Well,
then you're gonna be cleaning that up.
I'll clean it up.
Yeah.
I'll pay to clean it up. Whatever. I'll be rich as fuck. I don't give a shit.
Oh, you better hire me. That's all I'm saying.
I just need a guy to follow me around.
Yeah, I'll be that guy.
I need a hype man.
Dude, I could totally be a hype man.
Can you?
Well, if you don't mind some racial slurs.
I want another ticket.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. That's another chance.
That's another chance to win.
That's some fucking optimism for you motherfuckers out
I
there.
got $16 and 2 chances to win. What more can you ask for in life?
You know.
Everybody
just needs a chance.
I'm just asking for one, man.
Just need one.
This
is the last ticket, folks.
Last ticket?
Let's see.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Life.
Ooh, life off the bat.
Life.
Ooh, no, life.
Oh, shit.
Dude.
Come on.
No.
Come on. Come on.
Oh, God.
Come on.
God.
Last really scratcher?
Nervous. I'm really nervous. Nothing.
Oh, fuck.
Busted. Well, I'm not upset.
No. So next week,
you're
gonna come in with another stack of
tickets. With another stack of tickets. This will just be the ongoing thing. Everybody could just watch me dive deeper into this fucking pit.
You know what? There's a guy on YouTube that I followed for a while.
Oh yeah.
That just buys a bunch of scratch-off tickets, and if you're subscribed to his channel, you get a percentage of the earnings.
Really?
From it, yeah.
All right.
So, like, he's obviously making money off the YouTube videos.
Well, yeah, because now he's monetizing the videos.
Right, exactly. So maybe that could be our thing.
Oh, hey, okay, I can do that.
You scratch while I talk shit, and then we got ourselves a business.
Yeah.
Christy, run the numbers on that. How many tickets we got to buy?
Yeah, what's the ratio of tickets to winnings that we need?
Tickets to winnings.
Tickets to winnings and then monetization.
Enough to fill an hour.
Oh, I can fill an hour.
Right. So if you want, America.
America.
So yeah, I think
go vote.
No, they already did that.
Oh, vote again.
Recounts.
What's the next? Recounts. I call for a recount election. This is shenanigans. This is kangaroo court.
That motherfucker in Florida's counting for a recount.
Yeah, there's a guy here waiting for absentee ballots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll be waiting forever.
Waiting on a dream.
And for this week, I've been Jason Axe.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this has been your fucking show.